Good day, everybody, and welcome to Streaming Card Consciousness. As always, I'm joined by my friend and my brother, Greg Smith, helping to panhandle, and I'll let him bring in our special guest today.
Hey Mark, how you doing? And yeah, J Row 3.0. We've got Jennifer Roach with us again today to show us all the cool stuff that we wish we had. So we'll see what the road takes us today. And Jennifer, how are you doing? How have you been?
Doing good, doing good. It's
Yeah.
the weather's getting a little bit warmer here. I live right outside Nashville and we're not used to such cold weather and snow, so we're it's looking better today. It's like in the 60s, sun's out, so no complaints.
Well, that's good. It's supposed to be 31 here Monday, so I'm sure
Yeah,
y'all got some more coming your
Yeah.
way. But
90
but
today. Yeah,
yeah,
90
it's gonna
here.
get cold.
Wow.
It's
One
blazing.
last
Yeah.
gasp.
Hmm.
When we're done, I'm gonna get in the pool. It's 90 because Monday and Tuesday it's supposed to be in the 30s again. So
Yeah.
Right, right. So Jennifer, do you have, we usually go into it with cards of the week. Have you been thrifting or going to any flea markets or anything cool lately, or what's going on in your world?
Hadn't really been out any, but just, digging some stuff out still, going through my old stuff and I pulled a few, fun stuff to look at today. So
Well,
um
hey, the floor is yours. Let's see what you got.
all right. I don't think well, first of all, well, this is something kind of new. I am a girl, so I do have dolls every now and then. So, but I've wanted this for a long time, this Mickey Mantle doll. So I finally picked it up. It's usually overpriced, and I found it on eBay. So that's kind of a cool little background there for me. Um, but a couple of cards that I pulled just for various reasons, of course. Um, so we talk all the time about, you know, card collecting is about relationships and, and all that. So my brother for Christmas got my want list and so he got me a couple of cards and 1964 Top Stand Up is a set that I collect. Um, he wasn't really sure. He didn't know that, this is really kind of half the card, but it's the thought that counts, right? Which is why,
Right.
which is so I'm
The
opening
whole
it.
yellow part is missing.
Exactly. I'm opening it at Christmas and my nephew was like, "Dad, that's only half the card." And but it just, it meant a lot to me that he thought about, he got the list and he got me one of because I only need about 7 cards for the set, Um, so and then
Very
the
cool.
the my favorite card out of the set is the Mantle. So I don't know if I've showed you guys this before, but I did get this in a card shop like years ago before the market went crazy. It's one of the few cards I got graded because I really thought, like all of us, that it would be higher. I mean, it's a 5, but I was looking for like a 7 or something on it. But one of my favorite, stand-up cards. Of course, you all know I'm a Mantle fan, so.
Yeah.
Um, and then a couple others is just kind of random. Been getting into a lot of non-sport, over the years and stuff too. And Peppermint Patty's always been kind of my girl. We have a lot of things in common. So
When did that come out? What year is that?
this is like 60, 68, I think, somewhere around in there. So these were in Ziploc. I think they came in like Ziploc boxes or something like that, and there were like 15 of them. But this one happened to be, I didn't send this off. I got it graded, but I just thought it was cool and so um and then the last thing is a mantle that I pulled. So these cards came in like this shoebox set, and the phone cards like this, they made 2 of them. There was one that was a $700 phone card and one was 7,000. And the 7,000 minutes were like, rare that you could get. And so this is the 700 one, and somehow I ended up with the 7,000 one. I mean, I didn't send off and get it, but I didn't know I had the 7,000 one until just
Right.
recently. I was looking and I'm like, so I mean, I hadn't even looked up to see if it's worth anything or not, but phone cards of players are kind of something I like. I mean, I think they're kind of cool. So
Yeah.
those are some of the goodies I pulled out. And then probably the last one. I've been you guys know I've been playing around and make them like custom cards and stuff. So I like Hulk Hogan. He's just from my era. From the '80s. He was kind of the main wrestler that. So I did this kind
Thunderlip.
of kind of 3D Hulk Hogan card off of one of the originals. So playing around with that. So
Well, there's a lot to unpack there. Okay, so you got the iconic image of Hulk ripping his
yeah,
shirt. You got a Circle K logo, uh,
exactly.
super match card. So where do you get your inspiration to do a Circle K logo on a Hulk Hogan Thunderlips card super match? Where just finding stuff that you just see laying around, or
Yeah, just and putting it all together in like a card. So
that,
um
that's pretty cool.
yeah, it
It's,
kind of matches, I like to do craft stuff, and I love baseball cards. So I've just kind of started lately, when I'm sitting in front of the TV and I don't have any cards to sort. I think I've told you guys before, like one of my favorite things about collecting is sorting cards and organizing them. I mean, that's just so, whenever
I need to
I've
get
got
you to my house because
see,
I
I
need
get
some
that
more.
all the time. And I tell you guys, I
You can
swear
see
to
behind
you,
me.
yeah, I swear to you, like I've got a good friend, Mike Rumley, who's got, he explained to me he's got a room about like yours. And I'm like, if I could get there for a weekend, I swear you wouldn't even see me. I'd just be in your room organizing all of them. I mean, I love that
Yeah,
kind of stuff. So,
yeah. I could
mhm.
use some help. So,
Hey, it's gotten
uh,
better. It's gotten
yeah,
better. That's an
Has
it actually
it?
improvement.
has,
That's an
believe it or
improvement,
not.
man.
You got any comments on those cards, Mark? I've got a couple.
Yeah, like Jed's custom cards are awesome. I'll put a picture up when we, do the show. I have a bunch of them in my room at school, and they're really cool. And with this being Black History Month, the Hank Aaron she made me, and then that's there, and then Luke Easter, and I love your custom cards. And I did have a question on your last sale. There's that Michael Jordan uh, thing going
Yeah.
around with the shoe. Did you make that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Did it sell?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is
I
it?
can't keep those. Whenever I
Yeah.
make one of those, they usually sell.
Yeah, it sold
Uh,
though.
yeah.
That's
Yep.
good. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. That was really great.
Yeah.
So
That's cool. Yeah, the Mantles, I mean, the phone cards, I remember when those were a thing back in the early and mid 90s before cell phones were really a deal. I bet those are worth some money, who knows, but
Who
I've got a
knows? I hadn't
couple.
even Googled it.
Yeah.
I have a Manon Rayom phone card. So
Do you really? That's cool.
yeah,
The female goalie, right?
yeah, from
Yeah,
Canada
that's
with
cool.
the Olympics and everything going on. So yeah, I have
Yeah.
that's the only one I have, and it's probably only worth $2, but it's pretty cool. I like them.
Yeah.
The phone cards are pretty neat.
They
Mm-hmm.
are pretty neat. I've got
Hmm.
a Cal Ripken one somewhere in this morass behind me somewhere. But yeah, just anytime we have you on the show and you pop out Mantles, I'm just like, you know, stand up PSA 5 Mantle has got to be worth a nice amount of money. So that's cool. I can only imagine what you have in that room. It's crazy. So
Yeah, I got lots of treasures.
right, right.
Mhm.
All right. Well, Mark, what do you have? Do you want me to go, or do you want
Yeah,
to
no, I'm
show
good.
what you got?
I just got a couple. Nothing too earth-shaking, but ironic that Jen mentioned, it's about relationships and, obviously my relationship with you, Greg. So me and Greg are at a card show, maybe 6 months ago or so. And, I picked up this Nolan Ryan card and I was looking at it and, it's my favorite card ever. One of them, well, top five. Who knows what my favorite card ever is? It vacillates and oscillates and who knows which way the wind's blowing. But so I'm digging through like a 50-cent box or something, and Greg comes over and he gives me that. That was the card. So it's the
Sweet.
71 Ryan, and it's a two, but who cares? It's beautiful, it's
Yeah.
awesome, and Greg saw me looking at it, and he went over and got it for me. So that's in my forever PC. It is my favorite card because Greg got it for me. So, and that's awesome. I love it. And that card is just iconic. And
It is.
boy, it has certainly gone up in price over the last few years.
No doubt. Yeah, that was. I remember that clearly. That was you. You saw it, and it was.
Hmm.
It was just, I mean, it wasn't, it was like $35.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I went back and said, hey, man, we take 30 for this. And he took it. So, it's probably worth, it doesn't really matter what it's worth. It was that
Priceless,
I knew
brother.
that,
It's priceless, man.
Yeah.
It's,
right, right.
that's
And I knew that you
what
wanted it. So I went and got it for you, man.
I say all the time. That the one thing, like in the room with the kids with the cards, are, oh, how much is that worth? It's like, what's it worth to you? What's it worth? The value is what it's worth to you. I never look at a card and all of my nonsense here and think about how much it's worth because it has, a connection to me. It's worth what it's worth to me. That's why I never haggle too much or make offers on cards. I take great joy in doing the waffle stomp and all that stuff because it's what it's worth to you. It's the value should be your personal, should have some meaning. And now collectors are in it for money and people that make a living at it. It's different. But for me, it's what it's worth to me personally.
Yeah.
And then I got a couple others.
All right.
The show we cannot do a show without me showing Star Wars. So that's one of my prides in my collection, the Wonder Bread
Ah,
Darth Vader 1977. So that's a 7.5, and that's just a beautiful card. I love that. I love the Wonder Bread cards. I have a bunch of them. I'm gonna my next sale when I have it, I'll put some out there so people can get a hold of them. They're hard to get in good shape, and they just really pop. So I love that
yeah, they
card.
do. That's one I don't have for sure. I've got a few Wonder Bread, so I'm gonna have to check out your sale. So,
Yeah,
your
definitely.
sales are
Yeah.
so awesome and you got things priced so well that, if you don't get on it right away, everybody, it's just gone,
No doubt, man.
You got some great
No doubt. It's a
sales.
frenzy. And,
We'll have a Luke Skywalker rookie card popping up here, so it'll probably be next week sometime.
Yeah,
And
cool.
yeah,
But
but
I
I
like the
got
Wonder Bread, the design of those
mhm.
too.
The
They're
Wonder
cool design.
Bread. I got some Burger King. Burger King cards are fascinating to me because the market on those are not really that high, and they're awesome. Like the Darth Vader BK card is just sensational. It's, Dark Lord of the Sith, and so that one has a little bit of value. But I like the BK cards. But yeah, so why try to overprice them? Because let the people have them.
Yeah.
And
well,
then
I can
my
tell you this,
but.
looking at your sale, there's been some imitators, but there's never been a duplicator, man. We've
Mm-mm.
we've we've discussed some of the shenanigans that happens with the Star Wars cards, Mark, and it's just kind of crazy. When you sell them, they just evaporate, for lack of
Mhm.
a better way to put it. So you've got that market cornered, man.
Yeah, and
And
the thing
I've
is,
noticed. Go ahead. Go ahead.
they might, they're trying to get comp on something. Say if comp is something is $7 or $8, and I'm selling it for like $1 or $2, you're not going to get that comp because the people know that in a couple of weeks they're going to get it from me for $1 or $2.
Exactly. Exactly.
The market killer. That's funny. No,
I
you.
don't care. On that, I
I
don't
know,
care. I
and it's
don't,
great.
you
It's
know.
great because you have a lot of regulars, and those people
Hmm.
can get those cards
Yeah.
cheaper from
Mhm.
you, which is really what it boils down to. I mean, if
Yeah.
you wanted to comp everything, you just take them to eBay and try to sell them there.
And it's
You
fun. That's my fun. That's my
yeah,
entertainment. And,
right.
I've become pretty good friends with some of those people too. So that's the whole name of the game. You forge a relationship, and that's my fun. I have a good time with it. And,
Mhm.
so that's what it's all about. And then I got one more. And, it's been a week. I'm not going to get too deep into details, but I did lose a couple friends that I went to school with this week. And, this card wasn't not so much to do with them, but just thinking back to like 1984, 1985, and me and my buddy Joel Bunsey, he's pops in on our page once in a while, and we would go to all the baseball games, the Buffalo Bisons, they were double A, triple A back then and go to Old War Memorial Stadium, and so they used to have the old timers games, Hall of Fame games, old timer games, and Legends of Baseball, and we would go and we would go down on the field and do the autograph line and get everybody, and I have all that stuff over there, still have them, but I always love Rocky Colavito. And what's interesting is this is like 1984 old timers game. Rocky put two over the scoreboard in Old War Memorial Stadium. So at that time, 1984, he had to be getting up there in his 50s at least, and he could still swing it. And so going through the line, and I remember him saying, "Kid, why do you want me to ruin your card?" Because back then it was taboo to sign cards. I'm like, I don't care.
Oh yeah, Yeah.
you're my guy. I love you. Rocky Calvito. And the card's not in the most awesome shape, but I've had it ever since. So 58 Calvito, and at the bottom there you can see the autograph.
That's
And
cool.
Yeah.
so that's a second year Rocky Calavito. I can remember it like yesterday. Me and my buddy Joel Bunsey standing there and getting autographs and talking to all the players. And Rocky looking at this card, and he looked at it, and he's it meant a little something to him. And
Yeah.
so he signed it, and I'll always have that. That'll be, I'm not gonna get it graded, never none of that. It's just this has been in this snap case for 40 friggin' years. And
Yeah.
so yeah, that's one of my most treasured possessions is that autographed Calavito that I got with my buddy Joel Bunsey.
That's very cool, Mark. And it does seem like it used to, well, there's no question it used to be different when people were, looking at cards and signing cards and the access that I think all of us had as younger kids in the 70s and 80s
Mhm.
getting these autographs. It's just a different world now. And for you to still have that, that's pretty amazing, actually. I don't have any of my old autographs, and I got some good ones back in
Yeah,
the
I've kept
day.
them
So,
all.
yeah.
I Larry Doby, some really sensational players, Benny Minoso, early win, 100, and probably like 100 Hall of Famers that I have autographs from getting them over the years. So
That's cool. We used to
Yeah.
go over to Dodger Town. We knew a guy that played on the Dodgers, so we go hang out there. And Koufax would just be walking around, and Campanella, you'd see him at every game. So I had a few of those, and just I wish I still had them because for you to have that's really amazing. Jen, do you have any good autograph stories that you want to share, or anything from when you were a kid, or anything like that?
The only autographs I got when I was a kid, I went to a lot of Chattanooga Lookouts games, and
Oh
I've
yeah,
got a lot of minor league. One of the main guys that made it out of the Lookouts was Joe Charbonneau.
hmm
Um, yeah, he played for, I think he went to the Indians and played for the Indians. And I've got some autographs of him and then, a bunch of Chattanooga Lookouts cards. It's funny, like I remember when Mark was telling that story, you remember those experiences though. I was sitting there thinking about, yeah, I remember standing down in Chattanooga. And then I've got a couple of Del Murphy for when we went to the Atlanta Braves games, like, in the early or, like mid 70s or late early 80s. And I think I got Del Murphy's like twice. So I think I've got a 79 of him and another one somewhere. I've got some pretty cool autograph cards, but most of them, not a story behind them of it myself. One of the first ones I got was a Duke Snyder, and I thought he's got such a distinct signature. I didn't get it from him, but and he signed a bunch of stuff. It's pretty easy to get an autograph card of him. But um, I remember the first one I bought, and I was thinking, am I going to start getting into this too? You know how it is. Like it's like, oh my gosh, am I going to start going down this road of trying to? But when I get an autograph card now, I've just got a box, and it'll be interesting. Maybe on another pull out that autograph box, see what cards I have that are autographed. I just got them all in a box.
well, I'm the same way. Mark's kind of got me into the autos a little bit, and I've probably got about 30 myself now. I just don't have anything from when I was a kid. Bob took care of that, so I had all my stuff. And
Bob from Publix,
yeah, he
still
took
looking
care of
for
all
you,
that.
Bob. I'm
Yeah,
looking for you.
right,
Vengeance,
right. So
vengeance,
yeah,
retribution will
one of
happen.
these days, man. So that's really cool stuff, and I've got a few myself that I'm going to show.
Okay,
Um,
before you jump on him real quick, when you mentioned
sure.
Joe Charbonneau,
Oh
um,
yeah,
I I played baseball with him in Cazenovia Park in Buffalo after it all
Really
flamed out. Yeah, yeah. They
cool.
had a Muni
Small
League.
world.
It's called the Muni A, Double A, Triple A, and it was a pretty big thing in Buffalo. My grandma lived on Cazenovia Street in Buffalo in Cazenovia Park. People are from the area know that's kind of a semi-famous popular park. So they play baseball over there. So I got to. We were over there playing, and I got to play against Joe Charbonneau, and he was just raking, man. They didn't have an outfield fence or anything, but I think he hit a couple home runs. I think it was like 80, in the mid to late 80s or something. I don't remember the days, but
So was
um,
it like during his playing days
no, he was
or like
done when he
after
when he
he was?
finished. He
Yeah.
uh, he ended up like tending bar in Buffalo and all that stuff, and hanging out there because I think he ended up playing AAA with Buffalo, and then he got in some trouble or something, and but he stayed in the area for a while, and I think he's actually back in like Cleveland or Akron or something now. But
Yeah,
yeah, he played in Cas Park just for the hell of it because he
that's
had other
cool.
stuff. He was tending bar somewhere in Buffalo, and so yeah, it was wild. Wow, that's freaking Joe Charbonneau, you know?
Yeah, that's neat.
One of the first baseball memories I have is Joe Charbonneau. They had a song about him in 1980. He was a
Yeah,
meteor. He hit 23 home runs, I think.
yeah,
And
go go Joe Charbonneau, go
Yep, go,
yeah,
go
go,
yeah,
go.
Joe
Yep, yep.
Charbonneau, go.
Go,
Yeah,
go.
that's
man,
right.
I loved him. He was amazing.
Yeah. What happened to him? I mean,
Injuries and
yeah.
substance he drank, he liked, I
Yeah.
Isn't he
mean,
the guy that could open a beer with his eye socket?
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's a
Yep.
Yeah.
character,
That
but he
sounds
had a lot of injuries and he came up hard. And actually, by the time he made it, I believe he was in his mid to late 20s. He wasn't young. He was like 26, 27. So he'd
Mhm.
been around a while and he worked a lot of, manual labor and things like that in addition to playing baseball. So he had some injuries when he got there. And then he had a back injury, really bad back injury. And
yeah.
I think that ended up doing him in.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Well, he was a folk hero for sure. You know, all right, so mine, I've got a couple here. I've got a. These are always cool. I always thought these were neat, and I didn't have it. So some recent Yaz pickups. I got a star sticker. The Fleer stickers, the 81s. So I
Yeah.
got an 8.5 SGC on that. So I always thought those were cool. Um, I've got this one's pretty neat. I've got like 6 or 7 like super oversized Yaz slabs. So this
Wow.
one is a 1967 Golden Press, and it's a 5. I don't really know how rare these are or not, but I saw it. It was really cheap, and it's just got some bio stuff on the back. So I've got 3 or 4 big slabs. One's about the size of vinyl LP. Um,
That's pretty big too.
yeah, yeah. So this one, if you for comparison size,
Holy cow.
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
difference.
That's big.
Wow.
So yeah, this thing is like a frisbee. And then J. Rowe, Jennifer, I'd be remiss if I didn't include a couple of items that you sent me here in the last month or so. So I've got a 1972 Carly Yastrzemski 7-Eleven cup. So I don't know if y'all remember those when you were growing up. They had the Slurpee cups. You get those, and then they had the little discs on the bottom of the Slurpees. So this is from 1972. I imagine the stories that this could tell, what's been in this cup, who knows, man. But this is so cool, and this is going to go right up behind my computer here when we get done. And then this one here is a Project 70 card. It's a Kari Strimsky based on the 1990 design, and it's got Yaz on it right there, and the Red Sox logo. It's by Toy Tokyo, a print run of 1,946, which is pretty awesome. And the artist is, oh gosh, I got to put on my glasses. Hold on. The artist is Sket One. So whoever that is, Toy Tokyo is a toy store in New York City, and I guess Sket One did some art for them. So
Art, yeah.
yeah, very cool. Project 70 came out in 2021. Um, Thank you so much, Jennifer. I just get random stuff from you in the mail sometimes, and it's very cool, and it's certainly appreciated. So, and I know Mark, you've got some stuff too. So really, just thank you for sending that, and it's really
Absolutely.
stuff that I'll keep forever. I won't, that's forever stuff. So
Oh,
yeah,
well, you're
thank you.
welcome. I love to, I mean, it's fun. It's just as fun giving stuff like that to somebody that, I mean, you're such a Yaz collector, and the Yaz
Yeah.
was that was from my 7-year-old self. So I had that one a long time, and then the Project 70 card I've picked up, so but
Oh
yeah,
wow,
I
so
mean,
you've had this since you were a kid?
I
Wow.
have. Hmm.
Okay.
So did you drink any mint juleps out of there, or what's the drink of
Yeah,
choice
I
in
think they started
Tennessee?
out with a slushy, and then
Bourbon?
in high school, he ended up, slushy and vodka in it. So,
All right, all right. Had a girl.
So
Well, we
there
love
are
having
some
you on.
stories that I could tell with this cup, I bet, huh?
oh
Yeah,
yeah,
That's awesome. I
it's
didn't
great.
know it was yours. That you know that makes it mean a lot
Slushies
more.
and vodka. I
Yeah.
got a 7-Eleven down the corner. I think I might try that today.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I'm gonna
Hey,
give me
it's
absolutely.
good stuff.
all right.
I won't steer you
So
wrong on that.
Okay.
yeah, so I mean, that's my cards and memorabilia of the week, and just thank you, Jen. Thank you, Jennifer. I
Yeah, you're
appreciate it.
welcome. Hey, you guys,
Well,
you reminded me of something. I wanted to show off a Christmas present I got.
okay.
And I got a quick story. We got time for it.
Oh, you got it.
All right. So when we were on our anniversary trip, we went in a card store and I was trying to be good, right? Because it's our anniversary trip. But we went in this actually it wasn't really a card store, it's a memorabilia store. And there's this awesome Mantle picture matted, with one big, I'll show it to you in a minute, but like one big picture in the center and like all his, cards, of all of his years. And I mean, I was drooling for it. But I was trying to be
Like
kind of like,
authentic cards.
no,
I was
they're
like,
like
man, that's
reprint, yeah,
half
but
a
it's
million
yeah,
dollars right there.
yeah. And
Anyway, go ahead.
so I asked, the person at the store how much it was, and they gave us a price, and so, I thought it was a pretty good price. But again, I'm on my anniversary. I'm trying to not, trying to take a week off and not focus on cards. So we looked at it a little bit longer and left. And so we're walking up in these other shops, and something came up about it again. And I told Tammy, I said, it actually was a pretty good price. And she said, Jen, I mean, 55,000 or $5,500 that, I was like, no, no, it wasn't that much. Like she heard it wrong, so she thought it was like $5,000. It wasn't, it was more like in the hundreds, and,
Yeah,
so, so then she's feeling bad because she was like, well, you should have bought it. That is a good price. So by that time we're in another store, we're in a whole nother area. And she said, I'm gonna go call them and see if it's there. Well, when we were in the store, there was another couple in there that were eyeing, the same picture.
uh,
So she comes back in. She's like literally looks like she's been crying, and she was like, I feel so bad. She said that couple in there bought it as soon as we left. And I was like, "Oh, okay, again, you win some, you lose some. I really, I mean, it was a bummer, yeah, but I was like, oh well, let's go on." And but she was like, I mean, she was in a funk the rest of the day about it, like, because here's the thing, it turned out to be a whole act. Because what happened was she did buy it, they did have it, she bought it, and unbeknownst to me, she gave it to me for Christmas. Um,
nice.
and so let me show it to you because it's
Well, yeah, we got to see this.
yeah, I love it. And the way I've got it in the hallway, you can't really see the. I mean, I have to kind of. Oh, bit clear. Let's see.
This your room or house or whatever never ceases to amaze me. This
All
all the
right,
stuff.
so okay, yeah,
No, that's
here it is.
awesome. I see
So
it.
I'm having to look at the camera. So there's the top of it. You can see it's got the all of his cards, and then
Yeah, that's very cool.
oh, and it's just so it's like matted, and I mean it's just a cool mantelpiece. And so the other, I mean, yeah, so anyway, I mean,
Very cool.
the cool story about it is the kind of act that she put on in terms of like thinking that it had already sold.
Right, right. Yeah, that's very cool. And
But yeah, I had to show you guys that one because that was, how our our partners and stuff, they put up with us, our collection, and they don't totally understand it to the degree that all of us collectors do. But so it's
right,
kind of cool, like my brother got me that card, and Tammy got me that, and so they kind of acquiesce a little bit. It's like, well, I don't know what she sees in this, but that's what she wants, kind of thing. So
right, right. Yeah, my wife doesn't get it completely, so I understand. She's warmed up quite a bit over the years, but at first she's like, "What?" Because I didn't have any cards at all until 2019, and now you see behind me.
wow.
Yeah, yeah, it was the dark ages. Basically, from '93 to 2019, I didn't have anything. So this has been
Wow.
been a big shock to the system for her, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
So it's cool that she supports it and is willing to do those kind of things for you. Play little
Yeah.
games and tricks and get you presents and stuff.
Oh yeah,
So
it was she needs Academy Award for it because I was almost feeling bad that we'd even went in the store because she's just, she was just feeling so guilty and putting on this big show and come to find out it was all an act.
right, right. Well, congratulations. That's a cool piece. Mark,
Yeah.
what's going on with you? What do you
Well,
think
I
about that?
teared up on that a little bit. That was great, you know. That was a good
Yeah,
story. And it's you talk about that because you see we get around, all over the place, me and the good Dr. Ford, and I'm lucky because we'll go by like a bookstore. Books are I'm more into books than freaking cardboard, but like we'll go by an old bookstore and she'll pull over and say, "All right, go do your thing." I'm like,
Yeah.
right.
we're out, we're doing this, we're doing that, it's our time. No, come on, go do your thing, see you. And then I go, there's 5 minutes, I say, okay, yeah, 5 minutes, but take
See
Yeah,
your
you
we
time.
know how that is.
Yeah, take your time. And
2 hours.
I try to keep it to like 15, 20 minutes. And, she's really great about that. So I can't thank her enough. And the same thing like with the card shop when we were down in Miami a couple weeks ago. And I looked up, there's a card shop right around the corner where we were. And, she stopped. And that's what we had featured on the show last week. And, give me 5 minutes, Yeah, okay.
Right.
And so I'm lucky with that she probably thinks it's silly, cardboard and, grown men and women chasing little pictures on cardboard, but she supports it. And I honestly think it's kind of silly too, but says the guy that does a card show. But I'm more into it for the relationship aspect, the community of it versus like the value or what's so much on the cardboard. So, and I think she understands that and knows that for me, it's a good outlet, it's a good release. I mean, I spent a lot of time by myself over the years, just the nature of what I did for work and a lot of solitary time. And even though I know I have a really huge personality and I can be a trip, I am a pretty solitary individual. So the fact that I've connected with people and like I got my Breck. This is for Breck Allman today. My brother Breck, the Allman Brothers shirt. And
Nice.
I thought about that before we did the show. Hey, I'm gonna wear my Allman Brothers shirt for Brother Breck because I call him he's Brother Breck. And honestly, I'm looking forward to this summer. We'll get together where he lives in Mississippi and come face to face. But the fact that through cardboard that like me and Greg got together now, but I look forward to when, I can give my sister J-Ro a hug. I say, hey, you're my sister,
I
and I
know.
mean it. When I talk to Jen, hey, you're my sister, and I mean it. I don't have a lot of family. I'm adopted, so maybe I'm more partial to picking family, so to speak. So when I say it's my brother Greg, it's my sister Jen, that's my brother Breck, and that to me, that's the joy and the beauty of that hobby, and that's priceless. That's worth more than. I mean, I look at all this stuff right now, and if whatever, the relationships and having you here today, and my brothers and sisters, that's what it's all about.
Absolutely. I 100% agree. And you know, I look back at the last 7 years in my collecting journey and my whole journey, and I don't know where I would be right now if I hadn't rediscovered it. So it's been very cool. It's been a great outlet for me as well. Getting a little bit older, like we were talking about before the show, getting a little bit older, you place more value, I think, on longer term relationships. Not just with your partners, but with your friends and the people that you know get to partake in the limited amount of time that you have to give them. So this hobby, Mark, you've been great. Jennifer, you've been really cool, awesome too. Just being able to talk with you guys. We love having you on our show, Jen, because you show us cool stuff and you're engaging, and it's nice to have you. So I appreciate it. The third time's always,
Mhm.
you know, thank you for coming on again. And
Absolutely.
you
Well,
know,
thanks for having me, you guys, and for welcoming me. I mean, I feel the same way. I mean, I know you guys obviously have known each other a lot longer, but you certainly welcomed me, and thanks for referring to me as sister. I take that very,
No, I
that
mean it
means a lot to me.
100%. It's
So,
even
totally,
if you are a Yankees fan, you're still
yeah.
cool.
exactly. And me and Greg talk, you know how they had the fifth Beatle? Well, you're like the third stream of card consciousness, you know what I mean? So
Right.
that's how we
Thank
think and
you.
feel about you, that you're the fifth
You're
Beatle.
our Pete Best, Jennifer.
You're the fifth Beatle, and we're glad to have you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
absolutely. Do y'all have anything else you want to talk about today? I mean, we just used up 35 minutes. We're
Well, I
going
think I'm
strong.
good. We'll save some stuff for next time.
Yep.
Absolutely. Jennifer, thank you again. And Mark, hopefully this next week goes a little bit better than last week did for you, man.
Yeah, it will.
You
Dr.
need,
Ford will
you
be
need
back. Yeah, the kid Shasta and Chris will be back from Italy from the Olympics, so everything
if
will
you
be
need
good.
anything, brother, I'm here, okay?
I know it.
Yep.
Okay, everybody, thanks for joining us. Thank you so much, my sister J. Roach, Jennifer Roach, for joining us. And everybody have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
All right.